Sit on that. Yeah. All right, so this right here is www.insight.org. Bible Teaching of Ministry. It says Jude.
Like what I do sometimes is I'll go on the script, go on the biblical encyclopedias, biblical dictionary, or type in the biblical commentary and type in, overview of this particular book, so you can learn about what was happening around that time. When we read the book of Jude, you see a warning about, spots in the feast, niggas. All right, so I looked it up, and I found this, we're just going to read an excerpt from the website that I found. Go ahead.
All right, it says, when you scroll down, it says, what's the big idea? Jude's purpose in his letter was twofold. He wanted to expose the false teachers that had infiltrated the Christian community.
Right, false teachers that infiltrated the Israelite community, man. And you see that happening today. This is what the apostles were going through, man. This is what the men of the Lord had to encounter, man. And we're dealing with that, man. Go ahead.
He said, and he wanted to encourage Christians to stand firm in the faith and fight for the truth.
Right. That was the purpose of his letter. Go ahead.
Jude recognized that false teachers often peddle their wares unnoticed by the faithful. So he worked to heighten the awareness of the believers by describing in vivid detail how terrible the dissenters actually were. But more than simply raising awareness, Jude thought it important that believers stand against those working against Yahushua Mashiach. Believers were to do this by remembering the teachings of the apostles, building each other up in the faith.
Right, read this too. Go up here.
Okay,
there. This is
right here.
Yeah, that's a lot. Right. But that was good too.
It says, building each other up in the faith, praying to the Holy Spirit, and keeping themselves in the love of the Most High.
Right. That's what he was exhorting the church, to do, and that's what we do.
Exactly.
Hey, stay in the faith, man. Hey, man.
That's all we talk about.
Don't be weak, man. Fuck what these niggas saying. That's what he called them group beasts. Peter called them group beasts because they were talking about the same people, man.
Talking about the scriptures.
Yeah.
Breaking them down.
Yeah.
Breaking them down.
And they're warning the church when you read the book of Jude, but this is the part I really want. Go ahead.
All right, it says, why is Jude so important? Jude's edgy brevity communicates the urgency of this notion that false teachers needed to be condemned and removed from the church.
That's what Jude was doing. That's why when you read that book, and we can read a little bit of it, we got to read the whole thing, but when you read that book, that's what's happening now, man. We're coming in that vibration, man. You guys are like, let's come together. We don't care what differences we are. Let's come together and say, fuck them. That's your thing. Our thing is the doctrine, man. Go ahead.
It says, few words meant that Jude would not waste space dancing around the issue.
he was head on, man. What's the breakdown, man? Go ahead.
He saw within the church people and practices that were worthy of condemnation.
He saw within the church things that people were doing that were worthy of condemnation, but Jake called it hating. This is what they were doing, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Include rejecting authority.
Rejecting authority.
Yep.
That's what's going on right now. Right? Go ahead.
And seeking to please themselves.
Okay? Go ahead.
In response to these errors, Jude marshaled much biblical imagery to make clear what he thought of it all. Anything from Cain killing his brother Abel to the punishment of the sinful people who populated Sodom and Gomorrah.
He talked about all of that, man.
He's talking about destruction, man.
But there was also a part in here when I was reading it, where it said that what was going on in the church is that people were taking truth from the apostles and then going and doing their own thing. It may have been in another research that I found. People were taking up the doctrine of the apostles and then rejecting authority and then going and saying, this is the truth. The 12, you don't need a 12-tribe sign. Where they say, where in the New Testament does it say you need a 12-tribe sign? Well, it said it in the Old Testament. I thought the whole book was one. You know, I thought, you know, the New Testament fulfills the Old in a lot of ways. A lot of prophecies. Yahweh fulfilled a lot of those prophecies. But there's prophecies written, like the one in Ezekiel 37, all right, where it described the 12 tribe sign. Have this so they can look at it and say, what this mean? What is this about? Go ahead, brother.
This is on whatchristianswanttoknow.com.
Right.
And when you type in Jude, it says Jude commentary.
And you pick out the meat, you know, pick out the meat and throw away the bones when you read these things too. Right. That's another thing. This ain't the end all be all, but it does help you, all right, and add, you know, to your, you know, it makes it more, you know, because we got to make a story out of this in our mind. It's a vast story, you know. Go ahead.
There's a lot going on to get the, you know.
Yeah, because when you can link how Jake is acting to you know, damn, that was the same niggas.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
It says a book of Jude commentary study summary. Purpose of Jude. Jude wrote this book to the church because the church was going through a time of great apostasy.
What is that? Look up apostasy. Man, look that up. You got it. I think it's like false doctrine or something. Man. Right, read that.
Yeah, apostasy. The abandonment or renunciation of a religious or political.
Ain't that what these niggas are doing right now? Ain't that what's happening? Yep. Go ahead.
All right. It says the time of great apostasy, and there was no shortage of doctrinal and moral error inside the church, while there were other false churches robbing from the doctrine of the apostles, but mixing it with error.
That's what these niggas are doing, bro. That's these niggas, man. So we're going to read some of Jude. Is there some more?
It says, having false teachings within them.
Right. And they all watch us. They start their videos off like us. They end their videos off like us. They got the breakdowns from the apostles and certain other and the brothers that are teaching.
They read and study just like us.
Yeah, you know. Now, man can study how he want to study, you know.
But he learned that.
Right. Right. He learned the way that your being is through the brotherhood.
Yeah. You know.
But then they go, nah, this is the breakdown. Nah, I mean, I'm gonna take that. Some of that's true, you know. Yeah, Yahweh shy, but nah, right. Niggas are doing the same thing today.
Same thing. Look, check this. It says, while Peter talked about the coming of the false teachers. So that's all that's what they were saying.
They're talking about, man.
We just telling you.
Jake hate the Bible, bro.
That's what the Bible was talking about. You know,
America really did want in on niggas. Hey, it did want in on all of us, but the spirit, all right, is on us to put that shit off, man. Right? And fight for what's right. All right? Go ahead.
It says, Jude addresses them as already being present. Jude seems to have written this while in Jerusalem, even though he did go on some missionary trips clearly on 1 Corinthians.
And Jude is Yahweh Shah's brother, by the way. All right? You know? Just a footnote.
When Jude wrote this book, the church was under heavy persecution from Rome and
ain't that happening right now? All right?
Yes, and from Rome and the Jewish leaders.
So the real church was under persecution at the time of the book of Jude. So then we go to the book of Jude, man. Unless somebody else got something, you know. You got something? Let me see. Yeah, get one of those, bro. I'll be right there. All right.
This is, we're back on the comment board. Let's see, Babylon was called Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. You know, and so this is a tradition that's being taught amongst the disciples, you know, from the apostles, man, amongst those that are coming into the knowledge of Yahweh Shah, you know, to rebuke false doctrines. That it's been talked about over and over and over and over and over again, man, to make sure that the doctrine that we preaching is of Yahweh Shah, you know. And the Most High is clearly dealing with a group of people, man. He believe what he's doing.
Right.
You know? I think I read that. All right, GMS Vegas, sit down. 1 Corinthians 10:10. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer, man. Back in the time of Moses, man. Okay?
Right.